Hello, you wonderful people. Something I often ask myself, which it's kind of sad that I'm often asking myself this, is could I, or rather would I, date a porn star? More often than not, I always lean on the no side, but I do occasionally find myself like teetering on the fence and kind of like falling towards yes on a few occasions. I mean, really, when you break it down, like it depends on the circumstances. For one, it depends on, say, the porn star. If it's like, you know, she's like very pretty, she's amazing, got a nice personality, plus she likes a lot of the things I do, you know, that common ground, then it's like, yeah, that'll help me lean more towards yes, obviously. But you know, other things have to be factored in. Like, for one, is that person still like an acting porn star? You know, and it's not a bad thing if they are. I mean, it's just like, for me personally, I don't like sharing someone that I care for. You know, it's like, the fact is, if you're in an intimate relationship with this person, you know their job involves them having sex with multiple people. So it's kind of like, you know, I feel like you have to have that right mindset where you're like, no, that's part of their job, and you know, it's, you know, I'm not going to tie them down. You know, I hope they go off, you know, to work and enjoy it, and then come back home and, you know, still love me. And if I know that they still love me and I love them, so it doesn't matter what they're doing at work, they come home and they love me. So that's really all that matters. It also comes down to like whether I know ahead of time that they're a porn star or not. Like, if I find out, like, you know, afterwards, after I've already made this connection with a person, I like them a lot, they like me, then I find out much later on that they're a porn star. Not necessarily that they were trying to hide it, just that they really didn't bring it up in conversation, which I feel like, you know, most porn stars are pretty upfront with something like that. I mean, I don't have any experience. I feel like they would be. They wouldn't feel the need to hide it, especially if you're a more well-known porn star. It's kind of like, well, you can't really hide the fact that you are. I mean, granted, I'm not saying you should open up with like, oh, I'm a porn star, like the moment you first meet somebody, because I mean, you know, people could take that different ways. Some people be like, oh God, you're a porn star, blah, 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 you're a terrible human being. How dare you do that to yourself? How dare you sell yourself, you know, sell your body, you know, and have sex on camera for money, blah, 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 blah. And there's other people who be like, oh wow, really? What's your porn name? Let me go home and do some very extensive research on you. I mean, because if they're upfront about it, it kind of puts me in that mindset of like, oh, okay, I mean, that's cool. I mean, that's a profession and everything, but it's like I said, I don't like sharing people I'm intimate with. I don't, if I'm in love with someone, it's like I have a hard time being like separating that and being like, okay, you go off and do your job. I know you'll come back at home because you love me, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, I'm very insecure. I'm not going to pretend like I'm not. I'm a very insecure person, so that would be very hard for me. When you break it down, it all comes down to circumstances. Like, if the person's awesome and I'm really into them, it's like, yeah, I'll find a way to make it work, even if they are a porn star. I will fight my insecurities. But outside of, part of me is like, I should put myself in that situation to begin with. If I'm not 100% sure I can cast away any insecurities I have, even if it's just a small bit of insecurities, it's still there, that would just kind of make the relationship rocky from the beginning, you know? Unless I know 100% sure that I could cast away all insecurities, it's like no point in even being in one to begin with, even if the person is just downright awesome. They're like the perfect person, you know? It's like, which granted, there's no like perfect person out there. There's some people who can come very close, but there's no like such thing as perfect person. But I'm going off on a little tangent. Whatever. I tilt towards more no, but like I said, it depends on the circumstance. Like basically all the stars have to be aligned in a certain way for me to date a porn star. Not because it's like, oh, because you're a porn star makes you a filthy, terrible human being. Like I said, it just comes down purely for the fact is I don't enjoy sharing someone, you know, with other people. It just, I can't. My question to you is, would you date a porn star? Let's say in this hypothetical situation, you're single and, you know, either side of it kind of got presented to you. Either like the person was upfront and introduced himself as a porn star, or you find out they were a porn star later on. Like, how would you react? Would you continue to date someone, or would you date someone in the first place if you know they're a porn star? I'm very curious about, you know, your answer, so tell me in the comments down below. But that's about it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel for much, much more. Like always, till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day and goodbye.